As US President Joe Biden met visiting German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, he ignored questions about his memory that are making global headlines. Biden recently got into fresh trouble over his age after a DOJ report described the president's memory as hazy. Vice President Kamala Harris has come to his defense. Harris has denounced the allegations as gratuitous, inaccurate, and politically motivated. She also highlighted Biden's proactive leadership during intense moments such as the October 7th attack on Israel.
I'm glad you asked. Listen, I have been privileged and proud to serve as Vice President of the United States with Joe Biden as President of the United States. And what I saw of that report last night, I believe is, as a former prosecutor, the comments that were made by that prosecutor, gratuitous, inaccurate, and inappropriate.
Biden will not face charges for knowingly taking classified documents when he left the vice presidency in 2017. Special counsel said in a report that he opted against bringing criminal charges following a 15-month investigation because Biden cooperated and would be difficult to convict. The report described Biden as well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory. The White House also criticized the report sharply. It has announced that Biden has ordered establishment of a task force to review the handling of classified information during the transition period between a president and his successor.
We just reject that this is true. And I think that it does raise questions about the gratuitousness, and it raises, makes you wonder why that's in there.
Well, the conclusion ensures that Biden will not risk prison time for mishandling sensitive government documents. But the report did cause further embarrassment for the 81-year-old Biden, who is already the oldest person ever to serve as U.S. president.
I think people like to overblow things. If we're going to say that Biden has memory issues, so does Trump. And none of his supporters seems to be bothered by it. So I do believe that if they're over 75, they should really have a test before they should run for office further.
And for more on this, our correspondent Susan Teherani has sent us this report from New York.
Less than 24 hours after the release of that harsh report by special counsel Robert Hur, which concluded President Biden would not face charges for his handling of classified documents, but also cast doubt on his mental fitness, the White House, as well as Vice President Kamala Harris, fired back on Friday. President Joe Biden himself, who on Thursday lashed out at Robert Hur's comments, did not take additional questions when he met on Friday afternoon with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz in the White House. Instead, President Biden focused on putting the blame on Republicans for the stalemate in sending aid to Ukraine, as Olaf Scholz, for his part, amplified Europe's growing concern about the standoff between the Democrat president and House Republicans over Ukraine funding. Democrats, for the most part, all throughout Friday, were hyper-focused on damage control regarding Robert Hur's damning report, as Republicans question if President Biden's mental acuity is not an issue, then he should be indicted. If it is an issue, then he shouldn't be commander-in-chief. Susan Teherani reporting from New York for WION World is One.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.